Okay, and we back. I'm trying this one more time, okay? Because I don't know. So today it took me a little bit more steps than it usually takes me to go live. Jeez Louise. Maybe I wasn't maybe today was like a should I actually go live day. I don't know. So here I am though. I am live. I did it. We're back. And I'm waiting on my guest. Hope she'll be here in a second, but oh look, she said she's having connectivity issues too. It's so crazy. I don't know what's up with today. Um Let me let her know I was having issues too. I'm asking, are you able to make it? Yeah, what in the world? What's happening now? I don't know where the planets are aligned right now. Like whether or not it's, they say Mercury Mercury in retrograde and that makes it do something um and I don't know, maybe. So we'll see. I'm gonna send her another note. I was having issues too. Just got in and are you able to make it? Because she's so great. I want y'all to hear from her today. All right. So yeah, I don't know what was up with that, but we both were having connectivity issues. And you know what it is? I know what it is. Actually, Chrome pushed a new update. So if you use Google Chrome, if you look in the top right hand corner of your browser, it'll say like relaunch the update. And you have to click that button and you have to like relaunch it. Because what made me realize it was Chrome is that my devices wouldn't connect. So I'm like, okay, what is happening? My camera wasn't coming on and my mic was blinking red. I'm like, what is happening? And then I realized like, oh, it must be no. Then it said like your internet is not picking up your browser is not picking up your devices. And then that's what caused me to go, oh, let me update my browser. So click the relaunch button and here we go. But yeah, it was hard for me to get in for a second. And let me tell her that. Let me see. Relaunch Chrome. That might be helpful. So hopefully she'll be able to make it in. But if not, one of the things I want to talk to y'all about today is I every day when I come on, the description that you see like underneath usually is one that I generate on Chat GPT. And I use multiple kind of different AIs, but for this it's just I just put in day 8, day 9, and it just generates it. And the one that it generated today, I thought it was interesting. It's like today I'm sitting with this. Everything that's available to me isn't for me. Opportunities, ideas, invitations. Just because I can do it doesn't mean I should. I'm learning that alignment isn't about what I say yes to. It's about what I have the discipline to say no to. This journey 3B, body, business, and belonging, through conversations and interviews, each one lives in one pillar because how I feel, how I build, and where I belong all require attention. I'm choosing clarity over access, alignment over urgency. This is me building in real time with discernment. If everything feels possible right now, slow down and choose what's actually yours. And this message is actually so super on point. And this is the interesting sort of scary thing about AI too. Is like this literally is how I feel. And that's one reason why I don't mind copying and pasting it every day. Cause it does, I mean, every time I go live, because it does mirror like how I'm really feeling. And I'll openly and sort of vulnerably share. And I have to I hope the people that I need to contact aren't watching this. Matter of fact, let me, for courtesy purposes, let me actually send an email before I say this, because I feel like I don't want to say it here and I didn't say it to them. So let me do this here. Hi. I'm so sorry, but I have not been able to secure a sponsor. To secure a sponsor. I will hate to miss the festival this year. Please keep me in mind for future events. I love working with your team, which I do. All right. And so this is not me actually, I don't know that I'm saying no to this in a way that what I read to you earlier is saying, but I do know that there's some choices that I got to make. So last year, I was a speaker for Cannes Lions. And right now the Cannes Lions film festival is happening. And then they have the general Cannes Lions. Cannes Lions, the whole name is the Cannes Lion International Festival of Creativity. And they have a team called See It Be It, and I've been so blessed to work with that team. That team is great. The Cannes team has been great. And last year I was there. I spoke at the conference, and this year I was gonna go back and speak again. However, I didn't have a sponsor to go, and so I was really like, "Dang, should I like?" It's such a great opportunity. They don't pay speakers. And I mean, like it's a Cannes rule that they don't pay speakers. And so typically the brands that are there are activated because every brand on the planet is at Cannes Lions, typically. Everything from Google and Amazon to like WME. Like the brands are people who manage brands. And I was trying to secure a sponsor, figure it out. It costs about, last year it cost me about $7,000 overall, $7,000 to $10,000, and that's what a business class ticket to South of France. So and then actually the Airbnb wasn't that much. Now the Cannes experience is wonderful. Like, I mean, like it's busy. It's a lot going on. You have along the French Riviera, all the brands have brand activations that they call beaches. So they section off parts of along the French Riviera. They section off parts and they create their beach. And they go in, sometimes they do all these different setups. They set down flooring and everything, and it's really nice stages, all that, really great. And then there's the beach and the water right there. And so going there, I loved it. If you ever get a chance to go to Cannes Lions, you absolutely should. At least once in your life. It was a good experience. Now the badges, I'm not exactly sure about the badge cost because I was a speaker, so I didn't have to pay the badge cost. But I think the badges are probably around $5,000 too. So finding a brand to activate with, and then you have these. You have it was a really expensive, really interesting experience of wealth as well, because then you'll have all these companies that have yachts, and so then you go on the yachts, you network. You have to be able to get onto the yachts with, your name has to be on the list. Somebody from the brand or the company has to know you and things like that. Or sometimes you meet people and they're like, "Hey, come to our yacht," and then you do that. And I had that experience. So it's a really beautiful thing to do. I think last year there were a lot more people. I don't know what I found. Anyway, I won't talk about. All I'll talk about is I'll say, but I could go. But I'm like, do I want to expense that level of capital right now without me knowing exactly, like having defined goals, right? Like I love speaking for the CABA program. And so I would love to go and support those founders, support those leaders. So what the CABA program does is they take leaders across the like marketing advertising industry, and they have a cohort, and they offer that cohort different services. If you are out there and you are a leader in some type of brand or marketing or advertising, you should absolutely join See It Be It for next year's cycle. The people in the program are amazing. The people who host the program, who put the program on, are amazing. If you just joining me, what I'm sitting with today is, just because I can do it doesn't mean I should. Everything that's available to me for me, I get to choose opportunities, ideas, invitations. What does that look like for me? So I'm just reflecting on an opportunity I have to go to Cannes Lions, and I really want to go. And I had to check my ego because I really want to go. I really want to work with those leaders, but I don't have a brand to sponsor me at this time, and I can't shell out essentially around $7,000 to $10,000 to do it at this moment in this economy. I just can't. And I just had to pause on that for a moment and ask myself like how I feel about that. And I think that's the thing. Do we do that often enough? Do we pause and ask ourselves like, how do I feel about that? I think we have a feeling, we go with the feeling, but I think there's something different than like stopping and asking yourself, but actually, how do I feel about that? And my first feeling about that was, dang, like, I went on this ego trip around affordability. Like, oh my God, how can you dare not afford $7,000 to go to the south of France and frolic? Like, what's wrong with you? You know what I mean? And affordability means different things in different ways. Because it was going to be, I, in this sense, affordability is not necessarily about my personal pocket, even though that's not something I'm trying to do right now. But the affordability in this sense is, do I have a partner, right? Or can I do it through my company? I can't justify it through my company right now in this economy. Like last year, we were in a better place, but I can't. I mean, we're in a good place, but I'm just saying, like, I can't justify spending $7,000 to go to the south of France right now. I can't. Not through BGV at this moment. But last year I went and it was amazing, and it was a grand experience. And I think that what ends up happening with these different kinds of experiences, like the rooms that you're in get you into more rooms, and people seeing you in these rooms, even though you may or may not meet them or see them, you're investing in an understanding of like, if you know, oh, and you did it, and you went there, and you were in this room, with me. So you know what I know, we be knowing. And sometimes that's all it takes to develop later a future partnership or a future sponsorship or whatever. So when I'm visible, I make more money. When I'm visible, my company raises more. Like when I'm visible, because that's how my making money works. I had a career. I did a reading a week ago with a career and business astrologer. And I know this may sound crazy, but a career and business astrologer, and what she does is she works with Fortune 500 companies to help them predict consumer insights using astrology. Now, you wouldn't initially think that something like that is happening, right? This is why it's so important to me to bring this ecosystem of practitioners to y'all, because y'all got to know that people ain't out here doing it organically. Okay, people ain't out here just like, my company's so successful because all I do is work hard. Like, no, people are finding predictive tools. People are like analyzing data. People are doing things. People are praying. People are meditating. People are like, it's not just I'm successful just because I work so hard. People are doing mindset work. So the people who like you thinking that you're looking at anybody that I can name, I won't name anybody because then I'm not trying to make any high net worth person a focal point. But if you're looking at them and you're thinking that they're just successful just because they work real hard, they work real hard, and they got executive coaches, they got therapists, they got spiritual readers, they got astrologists. They are doing things to work on their mindset. They're doing things to predict what they don't know. They're doing things with people who can journey into the unknown and places that they can't. So there's no, I would tell y'all, there is no successful person on the planet that hasn't had some type of executive coach. Period. Like some type of coaching, some type of executive coach experience. The highest net worth people that you're looking at, the people who have the most successful companies, the people who are making what looks like the best money, they have all had executive coaches. And I would dare say, I can't prove this part, but I would dare say they also are engaging with some type of spirituality. And I'm not saying in a negative way, because I think the first thing that people want to think is like, oh, you engaging with spirituality. Like what? No, like whether that be just strong prayer routines, whatever their religions are, whether that is delving into what people consider to be like more woo-woo, like bringing in readers, tarot card readers, mediums, things like that. These things are not taboo anymore. It's 2026. Y'all gotta wake up. Like y'all gotta come to. You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about stay woke like whatever these other folks talking about. I'm talking about you gotta come to. You gotta come to. The original AI is ancestral intelligence. Hello? Okay, that's the original OG AI is ancestral intelligence. And you have it available to you. And right now we're being called to awaken it, whether you know it or not. Whether you decide to do it or not, you could ain't no harm, no foul. You want to stay in your corner, sure, but just know that you're not competing with people who are just doing. If you're running a company, you're running, and I mean running in terms of you could have founded it, you could be running it, you could be a leader in it, or if you're just leading your life. Know that your competitor in that competitive landscape of business, they're not just out here doing it organically because they just work hard every day. They know how to build a better team than you. Like, nah. I have my in 2023, I think it was. No, it was 2022. Either 2022, 2021 or 2022. I had a business intuitive strategist come in and train my whole team on how to use their intuition. Why did I do that? Because if you're using your intuition to operate whatever you're doing in your life and with your company, nobody can catch you on a unique vantage point. You're always going to have a unique vantage point. You are always going to know which unique vantage point to go because you listen to yourself. And we all have intuition. So this ain't no like you got to go. It ain't that deep. I think sometimes I remember this one psychic that I worked with one time. He was like, look, take the drama out of it. Like you are putting so much drama on this thing. I think if we could go back, if I could, excuse me, just share that with everybody around like how you're thinking about spiritual practices, is take the drama out of it. Y'all letting whoever tell y'all that whatever you were born with, whatever you came here with, as for those of you who are African of African descent, you letting people tell y'all that was bad. Oh, it's bad. And you're gonna go and never gonna do it. Chill. Like, know that you have so many tools right within you, and everything that you need is inside of you. And all you gotta do is activate it. And I don't want to oversimplify. I just want people to know that like there are more forces at play than just the mind. So that's where I'm at with it. And it's important to know that, like, what's available to you. So having said all of that, what I've been doing with 3B Society, this series is bringing you 3B stands for body, business, and belonging. And it is a community for the ambitious and the curious. People juggling more than most, tired of feeling tired, and done buying into hustle culture as the answer. We were told we had to choose between ambition and rest, between success and the body, between building something and belonging somewhere. And I am saying no, we actually don't have to choose. We don't have to choose in between these things. I got a couple comments. Somebody said, good morning. I spent $5K on airline tickets for my wife and daughter a trip back home. Yeah, prices are crazy right now. Like the airline tickets are crazy right now. So I had to make a strong decision around, if I don't have a brand to sponsor me, then I'm gonna have to say no to going to this thing. And this is, and then you have to make a choice on whether or not sacrifices make sense sometimes. Like when going to Cannes Lion would be a wonderful experience. And again, I would get that room identification of, oh, she goes to Cannes. She is at a certain level. And then I ask myself, like, what does that mean for me now? As a lot of ego in what I just said. And like, does that mean the same? Like, does that mean the same thing that it meant before? Like, does that mean the same thing that it meant to be before? As I journey into this place of doing more heart-centered work versus more cerebral-centered work, I think that I ask myself, like, what things matter to me now? And so what I'm sharing with y'all is like, in the middle of evolving, there's thoughts, right? So like people see you when they see you at the beginning of your decision to evolve, and they see you at when the evolution has happened, and then they look at it like it was an overnight thing, and it's like, nah. Every day I had to make the conscious decision to continue to evolve into the work that I want to see happen in the world. I think right now it's called 3B Society, but I think I'm going to turn it into 3B University because we be teaching on here. Okay. We're more giving learning lessons around how to be than we are just up here interviewing about what we doing with our lives. Right. Like this is the whole goal for me bringing the practitioners I've been bringing to y'all on these live streams is for y'all to learn, one, there's other ways of living around. Like there's other ways of life that are around, and there's ways that people are doing these things professionally, and not just like, oh, that's some person over there that's like a gypsy on the street reading palms, like, you know what I mean? And no shade to that gypsy, but I'm just saying that, like, no, that it's the commercialization of spirituality has caused us to move into a deeper place of darkness. Let me say that again. The commercialization of spirituality has caused us to move to a deeper place of darkness, which could have been some intent there, huh? You think? Meaning that, like, the idea that, like, and then I think, anything, when anything becomes an industry, right? Then of course you're gonna have certain qualms. You're gonna have certain things that happen where you're like, so using your discernment, using your own internal intuition is always first. It's always first for you to say, does this work for me? And if it does, this person, do I vibe with this person? Does this person's energy align with what I'm trying to accomplish? And if it doesn't, don't work with that practitioner. I think sometimes, like, people know, they'll feel in themselves that something's not aligned. You'll feel in yourself that something doesn't make sense, and you'll do it anyway. We got to stop doing that. You got to stop doing that. If it does not feel like it aligns, it's not aligning. As a matter of fact, even, things, start conditioning yourself to be like, now I'm not saying that, like, it doesn't mean you don't work hard, doesn't mean you don't go for your dreams, doesn't mean you don't push the envelope, but even your spirit will tell you that, right? Like, your intuition will lead and guide you to make the decisions that make the most sense. And then you can stop and ask questions. You can say, like, this thing ain't working out, and then you can stop, sit with yourself, breathe, and go, was this meant for me to do right now? Does this make sense? Is this a line? I did an exercise with my team yesterday around AI, because we're working to adopt AI as a team. And one of the things that I had them do was we stopped and we wrote on paper. It sounds like a foreign concept, right? But we stopped. I said, think of something that you're dealing with in your workflow right now. Think of a question that you're working out. Think of something that you've been working through, something you want to solve in your workflow right now. Stop. Everybody get out a sheet of paper. And then from the top of the page to the bottom of the page, we did a free write exercise. And I'm like, just free write about the topic. Now, you can also use this exercise to just before you leave the house, or before you get dressed, or, for your morning routine. It's really good for a night routine. Like, a night routine, doing a brain dump, free write is everything. You don't even have to write about a problem or anything you're solving. But for this instance, it was a professional environment. This is what I gave them. But for you, you could just literally go take a piece of paper, write it out to the end of the page. Set a timer for at least 2 to 3 minutes. But one thing's for sure is don't stop writing. Once you put that pencil pen down, keep writing all the way through until you get at least to the end of the page, or 2 minutes is up. The way that you will feel after you take that simple step is going to be better than how you felt when you sat down to write it. So, and what I had when we talked about it, my team, some of the reflections I had is like, I realized that I write slower than I thought. I realized it's been a long time since I've actually written. Oh, I realized that that I actually could really think because I slowed down to write. Right now, when we're like ripping and running every day, and actually building companies and running companies and things like that, and trying to live our professional lives, we are so computer centered that we don't have time to stop and just write. Now, I'm not saying you got to journal, because I think the idea of journaling takes people to this other space. I'm saying write it. After that, you can tear it up and throw it away. You don't even need to keep it if you don't want to keep it. It's a matter of getting it out. That kinetic connection between your brain and the paper is still value, and there's no replacement for it. There's no replacement. There's only adding on to it. There's only adding on to what you can do, not replacing that. And so in that moment, and then we went from that to, we went to Google. Okay, take that same problem, and we Googled it, and we observed the answers that you got from Google. Then I said, okay, take that same problem, let's put it in the AI. And you get, and those results are different, because now you can do different things with it. Then I told them to use AI and tell AI to ask you questions. I've even used AI on a spiritual front. I know that might sound crazy, but I got a whole thing around like readings I get. Like, if I go do like a psychic reading, I'll record it, and then I'll take the I'll take the notes from the recording, put them in AI, and have it develop me a 6-month plan. Give me a 6-month plan. This reading I just got, give me a 6-month plan on how to begin operating. What does this look like? Changes I need to make, updates I need to make. But I'm just letting y'all know that if you're not getting into the combination of spirit and business, or spirit and strategy, I think you may be missing out on some pieces that are readily available to you. And that doesn't mean you need to go get a psychic reading. I'm saying your own intuition. So like, I'm not out here advocating for you to do nothing but listen to yourself, because you know the answer. The answer is within you. You know, if there's like God is the ocean and you're the drop, it's like, nah, you're not a drop of the ocean. You're the ocean in one drop. My guest, Erin McElroy, she has a Yoga Nidra recording, and she said that in the Yoga Nidra recording, I was like, oh my God, I felt that in my spirit. You're not a drop of the ocean. You're the whole ocean in one drop. Sit with that for a minute and think about how big your life is, how big what your decisions are, how big who you are is. You matter. And what you're moving through in this moment is calling for you to listen to yourself. It's calling for you to come home, and the home is internal. It's not necessarily a place outside of you, right? And so if anything I want you to take away from today is, like, before I get ready to hop off, because I don't think my guest, I think she got stuck and could not join today. But again, if I had known that at 9 a.m. your time, Eastern Standard Time, or 6 a.m. my time, I would have just canceled the whole live stream. I wouldn't have came on today. But there's some reason the conversation that I just had must have needed to be said to someone out there who's going to either see it now, is seeing it now, or going to pick it up later. And that's why I needed to go live today, because I was not going to go. If I would have known she couldn't get on earlier, I wouldn't have gone live, right? Because I just would have been like, hey, well, my guest can't come, I'm just cancel the live. But I needed to come on and talk to y'all today, either for me or for somebody else out there, to know that you're making the right decisions at the right time with the right people, and all is well. All will be well with you and what you have, right? Move with your intuition, and know that it's a God-given. God is an all-encompassing word for the universe. That your intuition is God-given, and that you can activate it. You know, it's all within you, all the answers that you need. So if you want to go back and look at the beginning of this, you can go to at the Omi Show on YouTube, and then in the live section, you'll be able to see this entire live. I really appreciate y'all for joining in. You're also watching me evolve in real time, from just straight up businesswoman, hardcore, go hard, all, no team, no sleep, yada, yada, yada. You're seeing me evolve into someone who's a lot more heart-centered, and knowing that, like, heart intelligence, ancestral intelligence, body guiding, leading, settling in and saying, okay, my body, business, and belonging, 3B University. I think I got to redo the graphics and all that to go to 3B University. I had it at 3B Society, and I think I'm going to move it to 3B University, because I kind of like how that feels, because we teach it. 3B is a community for the ambitious and the curious, people juggling more than most, tired of feeling tired, and done buying into hustle culture as the answer. I know Emma Greed has been going viral for talking about, if you're going to be successful, then you're going to have to basically tire yourself out. And at the end of the day, I think that there are people who are just done buying into that. Is she right because it's what she had to do? Okay. Did I do it too? I did. But people are just done buying into it. So who do you want to be the leader of? I think that's the kicker. Like, yeah, ain't nobody, listen, everybody works extremely hard. People out there work extremely hard. But I think Emma Greed has to just ask herself who she wants to be the leader of. And so if she wants to be the leader of the people who want to work themselves to death, then have at it, because there's a section of those people that are there. But there also has to come a realization that people are just done buying into that. So guess what that means? Success is not gonna end because people are done buying into hustle culture. That doesn't mean that people are not going to see success, or that doesn't mean that there's no other way to be. And I don't think that's what she's saying. I think that people should hear it that way. Emma Green is wanting to lead the people who want to kill themselves working. Okay, great. You let her do that. If you're done buying into it, you don't need to agree or disagree or argue with her. You need to just move into where you're trying to be. And that's the kicker. Because we were all told that we had to choose between ambition and rest, between success and the body, between building something and belonging somewhere. And I'm saying I'm done buying into that. I'm saying I don't want to do that anymore. And we all get to choose what lane we want to roll in. And I can also acknowledge that I did that for a long time, and I saw success doing it, and I'm gonna see success doing it this way. That's the other thing I can say. Like, because I know me, you know what I'm saying? I'm a money maker, I'm a hustler, you know what I'm saying? So, but I want to hustle differently. So thank y'all for joining me. Thank y'all for listening. I appreciate you. Thank you for the time that you spend watching my lives, watching me say things, talk junk, whatever. It is much appreciated. Even if I can't see you directly out there, I will see you at some point, hopefully. And I'm just appreciative of the space to be here and have your attention. It matters. And I don't take it lightly. I don't take your attention lightly. I don't take your attention lightly. I honor having your attention. So I want to try to be saying and doing the best things I could possibly do. Does that mean I'm gonna get it perfect every time? No. Does that mean I'm gonna get it right every time? No. Does it mean I won't offend anybody? No. Does it mean that you always be happy with what I said? No. Does it mean you always agree with me? No. But just know that I honor having your attention. It means a lot. And have a great rest of your day.